I've had some people tell me that like they didn't get a paycheck that they thought they were going to get, or it wasn't as big as they thought, or like they have family coming over that they can't feed. So for them, like it's mostly just living paycheck to paycheck.
Afford to live on campus. There is an extra cost associated with a couple of our residential halls to stay on campus over breaks, and so perhaps they can't afford that. Then what are they going to do? It's a very real problem that some of our students face, but they might not know how to talk to people about it, may not know how to get to the resources that they need that can help them.
There's been a handful of residents I've dealt with that have had some issues involving some form of homelessness or food insecurity, in the sense to where they didn't have enough resources to feel stable within their environment. Well, this student in particular, there's actually several situations or worked with her building up to winter break in particular. And we actually had a sit-down conversation on the last day of break because she had no idea where she was going, so much so that when we were doing rounds and walking through, she was actually one of the last people there after 5 o'clock, hidden in her room. So when we found her, it was automatically, oh shoot, where are we going to get her now? We can't pay for an apartment for her. We aren't allowed to let her just stay here. So what are we going to do?
I would have had to try to find like a friend or something to live with for a month, or like a family member, but then again, they're also an hour away and I have a job here and there's no one else here I could live with, so I kind of would have been stuck. So thank God the village was open, because if the village wasn't open, y'all, I would have been homeless, literally.
The uncertainty of knowing where you're going to sleep at night is a major stressor, and I would think it'd be extremely hard to focus on a test or in your class when you have that on your mind, or even when you have an empty stomach.
People need some place to eat, they need some place to go, because when you're in college, it's already hard enough having to pay off per semester if you have to, and you also have to worry about loans in the future. All we're trying to do is get an education, and the fact that we can't even live, not even just comfortably, we just can't even live simply because of funds is kind of ridiculous.
I can't even imagine the stress that would entail to be a student who didn't have financial support, who didn't have a supportive family, who struggled so much academically, to have all those different things built upon each other, and then at the end of the day have nowhere else to go to face all these different hardships, face food insecurity, to face homelessness. It draws a lot of your focus away from your academics, makes it very hard for you to succeed.
Our students who come from the foster youth background, or maybe they're living in an unsafe environment off campus with a partner or with roommates, and they need to get out of that situation. They've reached out to the campus advocate, and they've come to us in seeing what they can do for maybe a temporary spot, or seeing if they can live on in a more permanent resolution as well. Sometimes us in residential living are the ones who will access the food bank for them at the Bots Feeding Bots pantry on campus. Other times we notice that they have used up all their money on all their meal plan money on items that are essentials like toothpaste, other hygiene products, laundry detergent. So what we've done in the past is provide care packages, including some of those items, maybe some food items, or even we've done a Washburn t-shirt. That goes a long way too. They've appreciated those items as well.
So ultimately, I think having some form of fund or something like that to where we can actually give them an option or find some way to help them to where they're not sleeping out on the street. Anything we can do to not let that happen.